Assalamualaikum. Hi guys. Okay, Alhamdulillah, we are already in week 15, which is the final week, okay, for this semester. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so we still have a few subtopic, okay, another two subtopic that we haven't covered yet. So this week we are going to learn another two subtopic, okay, in chapter 7, which is okay, contradiction method, and also again mathematical induction. All right, so let's see our content first. Okay, so you are going to learn contradiction method for this week, and also the mathematical induction. All right, so these are the adjectives, okay, for this chapter. Okay, let's see. Okay, the second last subtopic for this chapter, which is a contradiction method. Okay, keyword dia adalah contradiction. Nama pun contradict. Contradict ni apa? Contra lah. Okay, contra. Alright, so let's see. Prove if P dan Q is true. So sama je. Kita ada implication theorem. Okay, so saya recall balik sedikit. Implication theorem, okay, kita ada tiga cara untuk prove. The first one we already have again learned last week, which is direct method. Okay, the second technique of proving is indirect method. And the third one is, okay, contradiction method, which is we are going to learn, okay, on this week. Alright, so assume that P and not Q are true, and we want to show that Q also must be true. Okay, we are given P and Q, so we assume that P and not Q are true, but we want to show that Q also must be true. Okay, so let's see the example. Give a proof by contradictions of the theorem. If 3n plus 2 is odd, then n is odd. Okay, so 3n plus 2 is odd, then n is odd. So kita ada if P then Q, right? So 3n plus, okay, 2 is odd is P, and n is odd actually is Q. So macam mana nak tulis? Okay, so let's see. Okay, so let P is 3n, salin balik lah, 3n plus 2 is odd, and then we also have a Q, which is n is odd. Then, okay, contradictionnya apa? Contradictionnya adalah, okay, we assume P and not Q are true. Okay, what is P? Okay, P is what? P is 3n plus 2 is odd. Okay, so this is P, right? So, okay, and Q, which is not Q. So what is not Q? N is not odd, so maksudnya N is even. Ingat kita ada sama ada N tu adalah even or odd. So kalau dia bukan odd, dia adalah even and vice versa. Okay, so now we want to prove that okay, Q must also be true. So kita nak start dengan apa? Kita akan start dengan this one lah, n is even. So kita ada n is even, right? Okay, kita kena tahu dulu n tu apa. Kan? Kita kena tahu n tu apa, even ke odd, and then baru kita boleh substitute here. Okay? Alright, so n is even. So let what? Let, okay? Okay, n is even. So n is equal to, okay, let's say 2k, and I say that every time you define a new term, okay, every time you use a new term, then you have to define it. Okay, so what is k? K mesti integer. Kalau tak, dia tak akan jadi even ataupun either odd or even lah. Okay, so k is integer. So kita akan start dengan 3n plus 2 lah. Kita nak buktikan dia. Okay, 3n plus 2. Okay, 3 is 3 lah. And now adalah 2k. And then plus 2. Okay, 2k dia datang di mana? Here. N is a 2k. So now we expand, we got 6k plus 2, right? So apa nak buat? Kita kena factorize 2. Kenapa? Sebab kalau odd, dia adalah 2k plus 1. Kalau even adalah 2k saja. So dia mesti 2 lah. Okay, factorize 2, you got 3k. How about this one? Plus 1. So now you have a 2m. Okay, so again, every time you use a new term, please define it. Okay, what is m? M is a 3k plus 1, which is an integer. Okay, sorry for this one. Okay. Okay, 3k plus 1, which is integer. Okay, so apa yang you boleh nampak dekat sini? What can you see here? Okay, you see here 3n plus 2 is equal to 2m. What is 2m? 2m is even. But we assume that 3n plus 2 is odd. But we show that 3n plus 2 is even. So that is what we call as a contradict. Okay? This is what we call as contradict. Okay? Can you see? That is a contradiction method. Okay? Kita assume 3n plus 2 is odd, but we prove that 3n plus 2 is even, which is a contradict. Okay, so conclusion dia adalah, therefore conclusion mesti ada, conclusion ni ada markah. Therefore, if 3n plus 2 is odd, then okay, n must be odd. Sebab apa? Sebab kalau you tengok, okay, kat sini dia kata we assume that P and not Q are true, and we want to show that Q also must be true. So that's why we have like this. Okay, that's why we have like this. Then n must be odd. Mesti ada perkataan must lah sebab dia must be true. Okay? Alright, so that is example 1 for contradiction technique. Okay, so hopefully you understand. Sama je start dia.